Today we face the final two games in this period of the season, which means that if we can get 2 wins today, or as near as, we should secure that second playoff place before the halfway point of the season. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 7 of Going Dutch, as we try and turn around a Dutch side that's been relegated from the Eredivisie, in this case Waalwijk, as we try and return them to the top flight and leave them as an established side. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you match day 18, match day 19, halfway stage of the season, and we'll see where we are at the halfway stage and can we secure that playoff place. And if you've just joined us on this series, go back and watch from the start, it'll make more sense. But today we do come to the end of the second phase of the season here in Holland, and they give you a little bit of incentive because you might not be top of the table, but if you've had good form against all the other sides over the last 10 games, then you can secure a playoff place, because they hand out a playoff place for the top team of each quarter, if you like, of the season. And you get a playoff place guaranteed over and above anybody that's sitting in the playoff place. So you could be mid-table, bottom of the towards the bottom of the table. If you've had a good quarter of the season at some point during the season, then you can secure a playoff place, and you could be down in 16th place and you could still be in the playoffs. That's how it works here in the Keuken Kampioen Divisie, the second division of the Dutch league. And don't forget, if you enjoyed today's episode, then please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. Do it if you've enjoyed the series so far. And don't forget, by hitting all those things, you will get notified of when we release new episodes of this and other series as well. So that will keep you up to date with everything else. And if you want to keep up to date when we're releasing extra videos, all sorts of videos, videos about how to do things in FM. There's one out about 3D kits, about how to put a third kit into it, and all those sort of things. Then the best way of doing it is to follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right then, let's get into it. Since you were last with us, we have played one game. It was a hard-fought game against Jong Utrecht, and for the first time in 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 games, or 10 games effectively, we only managed a draw, a 3-3 draw against Jong Utrecht. But it's not as bad as it sounds in a way, because we were 2 goals down fairly early in the game and managed to pull it back around. I sorted him out in the end, but Van der Haar was a pain in our side, and he was on both occasions supported by Nazir Held, and it took a little while to sort out how to nail them down, and I did in the end, thankfully, as I say. But Van der Haar got Jong Utrecht's first goal after 16 minutes. It had been down in the back corner. We'd lost possession of it, and this through ball to Van der Haar. Van der Haar, as the tackle was about to come in, beat Vessen, who didn't have a good day in goal, to say the least. A 6.2, as you'll see over this side. Well, he doubled that lead 20 minutes later on 36 minutes, and Jong Utrecht looked like they were going to be difficult to beat. Menzo, who also caused us problems. Menzo wasn't Hull, it was Menzo that was the problem. And Van der Haar getting his second, I think the 2 assists as it happened. Let's have a look. Van der Haar, actually from Helvika. Well, I thought he'd come, but Helvika obviously was working with Menzo, which was causing us the problems at the back. So then, 2 goals up after 36 minutes. 3 minutes later, Rosnel Margray got his first goal for Waalwijk, just to pull one back before half-time. Nice through ball to Solanese. It was cleared, but Oakley crosses it back in, and Margrave just created a bit of a space for himself and put it in the back of the net. 2-1 at half time then, and just about 7 minutes into the second half, David Min, who hadn't really been doing a lot up until now, given a bit of a telling off at half time, popped up and put this one away. Congaloo, Margrave, Latonda gets to the byline, crosses it in, and Min just flicks it in under a little bit of pressure from the defender and goalkeeper, unsighted, I think, to put that away. So we're back in parity, 2-2 after 52, but 3 minutes later, we gave away a penalty. Of course we did. And Helveka, who had supplied Van der Haar with the previous two, put that one away, and it was 3-2 again at this point, and it did look as if we were going to suffer a rare defeat in the face of a young side, young Utrecht, of course, but Yasin Oakley had other ideas. Corner from Varro, it's crossed deep to the back post. Oakley bullet header into the back of net. 3-3. We couldn't find a way through, and we were getting tired as well. And that's how it ended. We managed to close the game down and finish it up. 13 shots, 7 on target, so we beat the 50%, 1.67 and 64% of the possession. Should have won it. And had it not been for Vessen, I think we probably would have done. Young Utrecht, 4 shots, 3 on target, the 3 goals. 1.25 on the XG, 36% of the possession. Van der Haar picking up a player of the match for his 2 goals, and 8.5 he got. Our best was Oakley on 81 and Latonda on 8. So that's how it ended, which means after that round of games, the table does look like this, as some of the games have actually sorted themselves out. I noticed Den Haag still have a game in hand, but they're way down here, and Helmand Sport have played a game more than everybody else, but everybody else pretty much on 17 played, and we are still 6 points clear at the top despite that draw. Excelsior winning their last game, but Willem II luckily only managed to draw as well, so they stay the 6 points behind us. Excelsior are above them now on goal difference, so that's the 2 automatic places, us and Excelsior. Willem II, of course, guarantee themselves a playoff place from the first phase of the competition. Groningen are in 4th on 32 points, and Breda are 5th on 31 points. Breda we play in our second game of the episode, and they've won 5 straight on the trot. I need to put a stop to that, if I may say so. Den Bosch are our first opponents of the episode. They've only won 1 of their last 5, lost 3, drawn 1. Excuse me. And just a quick look at the periods again for you. We are top, 22 points. Only 3 points now, though, between us and Breda. And so that match against Breda could end up deciding who gets that playoff spot. And we were well clear at the top there. And that slight slip up has put us in a little bit of jeopardy, because Excelsior also doing very, very well. So we need to make sure we don't lose any ground here in these next 2 games. So as I said at the very top, probably a win in both is what we actually need to succeed in securing that playoff place. Of course, ideally, what we really want is to secure ourselves an automatic position in the table, and we are currently we're looking at the period there. Let's have a look at the league table. We are 6 points clear of Willem II, of course, in 3rd place. Need to open a bigger gap up of that if we can. Right, let's get on with it. Not a lot to tell you. We have had a few injuries around and about. Nobody on the injury bench at the moment, but Den Bosch, Berhout, Vessen and Min all back from recent knocks and bits and pieces. Nothing severe, and we should be okay. Den Bosch are our opponents then. We haven't played them yet this series, so this is a bit of unknown quantity. They are a local team to us, and for that reason will be a bit of bit of a needle match, if you like. They are current 17th in the table. As I say, I've only won one game in their last 5. Let's hope that continues today. And here is the side that faces Den Bosch in this KKD match day 18. Salmani is preferred in goal today. Vessen is having a very wishy-washy time and not played particularly well in a couple of games recently. So it's a chance for Salmani to try and cement himself a permanent place in the goalkeeping position. And we'll see how he does today. Congaloo, Van der Bosch and Pollock make up our defensive 3. Latunda and Shrivers are wide centre-backs with Varro and Schipperman in midfield. They are Listes and Selenaes are behind Bauhout up front. It's Vessen, Leidveld, Oakley, Min, Reki, Lekessa, Temeshnikov, Lemuri, Margray, Lepenja, Vatters and Takadine, who are on the bench. And here we are. Den Bosch only won 1 of their last 5, lost 3, drawn 1, playing a 4-2-3-1 today. And we've, of course, drawn that last match, which has put a bit of a blight on our run of games. We are top on 40 points. Den Bosch 17th on 15 points. Corman's holding the ball. 8 minutes on the clock. He's dropped that ball. Fired it upfield. Shrivers brings it down. Schepperman has it. Schepperman puts it in for Selenaes. Selenaes into the path of Berhout, and Berhout puts it away. 7th goal of the season, and he's doing rather well after a very slow start at the start of the season. And on 9 minutes, we take a 1-0 lead against Den Bosch. Schepperman through to Selenaes. Selenaes and Berhout unmarked, just puts it away behind Cormans. Ball played back to Pollock. In fact, I think the Den Bosch player probably got a foot in. Shrivers to Varro. Varro through to Berhout, who's come deep. Schepperman. Pollock. Pollock. Shrivers through to Selenaes again. Selenaes on his own this time. Selenaes flashes it into the back of the net. He scored his 2nd goal of the season, our 2nd of the day. And on 27 minutes, we take a 2-goal lead. Might even be 26 when the clock ticks down. We'll see when this goes in the back of the net. 27 minutes. Throw in on that far side. 42 on the clock. Shrivers to Pollock. Pollock to Van der Bosch. He's picked up a yellow card, I notice. Van der Bosch comes forward. Van der Bosch to Latonda. Latonda on this wing. Latonda cuts it inside to Listes. Listes! He's going to go on his own. It's come back off the woodwork, I think. Or has it gone for a corner? It's gone for a corner. Corner on that far side then. Varro will take it. This one's deep, back post. It's headed clear though. And it's going to go into touch. And we'll see. It looked like it hit the woodwork, but I'm guessing it's come off a defender or a goalkeeper saved it. Listes. Yeah, it was actually come off the defender first, I think, then took a deflection onto Cormans. 44 on the clock now. Latonda to Varro. Back to Latonda. Latonda finds Congaloo, who also picked up a yellow card. Pollock to Varro. Back to Pollock. Van der Bosch. Congaloo. Van der Bosch. Congaloo. Varro. Varro through to Listes. Listes couldn't quite wriggle free there. It's tackled, but Latonda tidies up. Latonda. Listes is staying there looking for support into the area. And it's Schepperman putting it away. His 4th goal of the season. And pretty much on the stroke of half-time, we take a 3-goal lead. 45 minutes on the clock. Listes is brought down. I didn't realise that, but that show off the referee had signalled for a penalty, but left the let the play continue. And Shepperman says, thank you very much. They have a corner into the 2nd minute of added time. And that's headed over the top. But danger signs there. Half-time has arrived. And they have had 2 shots, 1 on target, 0.15, 47% of the possession. We've had 9 shots, 3 on target. Probably should have had more on target, to be fair. 3 on target, 3 goals, though. 2.26 on the XG and 53% of the possession. Pretty good first half. We just need to be careful and sensible in the second. And an early highlight in the second half in the 46th minute. And Den Bosch on the ball. Don't really want them to get back into this game. If they get a little bit of a head of steam this early in the second half, who knows? And that one's over the top. Pisa, and a good save by Salmani. And he's endearing himself to me at the moment. Managed to get a hand to that. Actually, let's just see that again, because that was quite a good ball. This ball over the top. It's a Kashita over the top to Ikapiza. And he's a good player. And that ball probably not coming down for him, but Salmani getting a hand to it. It'd have fallen a bit quicker. He probably would have put that away. But anyway. Crossed in. It's cleared. Not cleared. Lejetan. And don't get him a shot away. And that shot is away. And I think Salmani has saved this again. It's gone out for a corner on the other side this time. Managed to get a hand to it. Vicario into the area. It's cleared though this time. And Listes heads it away. Listes is going to get there. No, he isn't. We'll see this from behind. I'm not sure which one this is. I think this is the first one. We'll see it again. Oh, yeah. And Salmani all over it. And I'm not sure why they've come back into this, but 52 minutes on the clock, and we're in trouble again. But Burhu wins that ball. Listes out to Latonda. Another goal now probably would kill them off. Latonda, and then we just need to keep us clear. Lice round the player. Just need to keep a clean sheet then. Latonda couldn't get that away for Rowe. Congaloo to Burhout. And it's gone over the top. Corner on that far side for Rowe. It's going to be a short corner. Listes is there. Back to Varro. Varro cross it into the area. Schapperman. Solanese. It's blocked. Solanese heads it down to Pollock. Pollock. It's gone in via the goalkeeper. Pollock scores his first goal. I think it's his first goal for us. And we take a 4-goal lead after 66 minutes, possibly. We'll see now as this goes in. It's blasted back out. Solanese heads it down to Pollock. Pollock. Oh, it's going to be a question whether it's 66 or 67, but it's in the back of the net. And with 80 minutes on the clock, making 3 changes at this juncture in time, 2 of them in midfield. Sem Shepperman has come off for Yasin Oakley. Patrick Varro has come off for Omar Rekic. And the other change that we made is Christian Listes, who's had a good game as well. In fact, everybody's pretty much had a good game today. And we have brought on Ilyas Tekadin. Latonda with a throw-in on that far side. He's won that ball back after losing it. Tekadin to Rekic. Congaloo. Oakley puts it away. He's just come on. Gets his 4th goal of the season and gives us a 5-goal lead after 82 minutes. Well, it's a comprehensive win and it will bump up the goal difference as long as we don't concede. Congaloo to Oakley. Oakley just put it on his right foot and put it away. And it's all over. We have come to a conclusion. A 5-0 win, kept a clean sheet, which is rather good. Bohout, Selanese, Shepperman, Pollock and Oakley, the scorers for us today. 15 shots, just a 5 on target. All 5 were goals, 2.79, 57% of the possession. They've had 7 shots, 4 on target, 0.55 and 43% of the possession. Difference today was Salmani was extraordinarily good in goal, and I think he's probably cemented himself a place to continue in goal for now anyway. Selenay's picking up player of the match, 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, 2 assists and a goal, an 8.9 for him. He's had a great day. Well, before we look at the day's scores and see how we sit in the table, I can tell you that Patrick Varro has signed a new contract until 30th of June 2027, 3-year contract. He's got a little bit more money and what have you in there, but I think he's happy with it. We're happy to keep him for a period longer. This is how today's results have gone, and as you will see, we have opened up a slightly bigger lead. 6 points it was. It's now 8 points at the top of the table by virtue of Excelsior only managing a draw against Young PSV, 1-1 draw. Groningen where are they? They have beaten Topos by 3-1, so they move up into 3rd place on 35 points. Willem II, who are very fickle at the moment, they've only managed a 1-1 draw against Graafschap. So they dropped down into 4th place on goal difference, with Breda, our second opponents of today's episode, beating FC Eindhoven. So I think they're on a very good run of form at the moment. They haven't lost in a few games. We'll check that out in a minute. They are in 5th on 34 points, 4 points clear of Graafschap, who are outside of the playoff places at the moment. Willem II guaranteed a playoff place, even if they drop out of here, but that's where they are. And Eindhoven and Telstar now are 8 points adrift of Eindhoven at the bottom of the table there. Telstar finishing bottom last season as well. So that's how the day's scores have gone, and that's how it leaves us. We can have a quick look, I think, and just let's have a quick look and see how that leaves us with potentially one game to go in the stage, in the period, should I say. Yeah, one game left to go in this period, and we're 3 points over Breda, so it's all going to come down. We're probably all right on goal difference, so we're pretty much there as it stands. Breda on 22. That match against them is going to really come down to deciding who gets that playoff place. Don't think they can overtake us on goal difference, so that's how it stands at the moment in that table. We got 7 days down to the game against Breda. I will come back ahead of that with any news before we play them. Have we played them before? We have played them once in a friendly, pre-season friendly last season. Not this season, last season. And on that occasion, we did beat them by 2-1. David Min and Meichers, who don't play for us anymore, and Matthew Garbett getting the goal for Breda. And the only bit of news before the game against Breda in this match day 19, the last game of this current phase of the season. Chris Lakessa, he's got a twisted ankle in training, and he's going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks as we have a mid-season break coming up. I don't think that's of any great hurt to us in the slightest. So NAC Breda then are next up, as we've already identified. We haven't played them before in this series. Let's go and see if we can end this particular phase with a win and guarantee ourselves that playoff space. And here we are, the team that faces Breda in this Keuken Divisie match day 19, the last of the current phase, around halfway stage of the season as well. Salmane, after his good showing in the last game, gets a second outing in a row. Congolou, Van der Beek and Pollock are defensive line. In fact, the rest of the team are as we were. Latonda and Shrivers continue as the wide players. Varro and Shepperman in midfield. Listes and Solanese are the wide players behind Boot. Up front, Vessen, Liveld, Oakley, Min, Gari, Magre, Temezhnikov, Vatters, Telkadine, Lebinger, Limuri and Rekic make up the bench. Here we are back at the Mandermakers. Won 4 of our last 5, drawn the other one. And with our flat back 3 and complete wing backs. They've won 6 on the trot, 5 showing on here, of course. They're playing a 4-3-3 today with a defensive midfielder. We are first on 43 points. They are 5th on 34 points. First highlight comes inside the first minute. It's a free kick. Pollock to Shrivers. Back to Pollock. Pollock to Shrivers. Shrivers not finding the space. Pollock puts it through to Selenays. Shrivers. Shrivers now will try and cross this ball in. He's pulled it back to Verreau. And Shepperman puts it straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Tame effort in the end. And we could have gone a goal up inside the first minute. 56 seconds to be out. Call Schmidt in the goal. They have a free kick. 31 minutes on the clock. It's been pretty even Stevens up until now. Lehman's then chips this one in. Van Schuppen is out there. Cuts it back. Kone. Lehmans has a shot. It's gone wide. They've pushed us under the cosh a little bit just in towards the end of this first half. That's through ball. And Nabusi holds that up. Jenna Sank, it's gone in. It's gone in. And Van Schappen looked like he got something on that. And diverted it past Selmani. I think it was his fault this time. That one over the top. Nabusi. All in it was. Van Schappen just got a whisker on it and took it away from Salmani. And halftime comes and we're a goal behind against Breda, which is not in the script, I don't think. Right on the stroke of halftime. And, well, yes, they've had 5 shots, 2 of which have been on target, 0.55 and 57% of the possession. We're the poor boys today. 2 shots, both of them have been on target, 0.33 and 43% of the possession. We need a better second half. And what I didn't or neglected to tell you at half time is we did have to take Patrick Verreau off. He had picked up an injury at the end of that first half. We've replaced him with Yasin Oakley. Latonda then with a throw-in on this near side. 60 minutes on the clock. We were just looking at making some changes. Listes, Oakley. Oakley to Congolou. Congolou through to Shapperman. Shapperman's tackle. Berhout puts it wide. Sorry of our day. And missing the chances that we get coming to us. They're not going to be few and far between against Breda, but we're missing them. And he's just put that wide. And with 61 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes. Tierra Latonda not having a great day. He's been replaced by Luke Vatters and Sam Shepperman in midfield. He's come off. O'Killy moves into his slot. And we've brought on Omar Rekic. And with 77 minutes on the clock, making a further change. Listes having a poor day, and I think that's why we're not functioning. Listes and Selenays both not having great days out wide. In fact, I am tempted to take Cleonays off as well, and I think what we'll do is if we bring on Rashnal Margret on that right side, hopefully he can play as he's an inside forward really, but can play as an inverted winger. That's what we're going to do. Change the 2 wide players to try and feed Berhout, and we've used all our substitutes up on this occasion. We need to see if we can profit from this. Drivers with a throw-in on that far side. A draw, I guess, would be the least we would hope for. Rekic, Margret, and I'm not sure why. Who's that backed away? Why did he back away? Congolou backed away from that. But we've won it back. Berhout through to Margret. Margret puts it away. We've equalised. 2nd goal of the season for Rashnal Margret. It's offside. It won't count. And there we go. That is the story of our day. It's been pretty much They have a free kick. It's 87 on the clock. Aldrup. Lucasan. Aldrup. Second goal would kill us off now because he's really finding it extremely difficult to get back into this game. Had the opportunities, but missed them. And then offside as well. That's gone over the top. Gongaloo's got there. And it's tied it up by Shrivers. Pollock. Salmani. Den Bosch. Den Boys again. O'Killy. O'Killy finds Shrivers. Shrivers, this is looking promising. Goes out wide to Vatters. Vatters through to Lobinger. Lobinger. It's saved by the goalkeeper. It's gone for a corner. Sure, that was a corner, but there you go. Oakley. And he's given the ball away. And that ball forward, but Congaloo is there. Vatters. Vatters firing it in, but it's a poor ball. And we have lost for the first time in a lot of games against Breda. It's not what we wanted, and their goalkeeper has kept them in the game, basically. Courtsmith getting a player of the match award. Lots of greens down there. We had absolutely nothing, and I would say we played absolutely abysmal today. 8 shots, 6 on target, 1.14, 38% of the possession. They had 5 shots, 2 on target, 0.55 and 62% of the possession. They kept us out basically and held us off, and as you'll see, we didn't have much of that match at all, did we? 5-10, about 20 minutes really all told, and we just didn't deserve to win that at all. Let's hope that our goal difference has kept us in that playoff spot, and we've lost for the first time in some time. Well, the news is good, boys and girls. So there we are. We secure a playoff spot. Waalwijk have guaranteed themselves a Keukenkampioen Divisie playoff place from their position in the Keukenkampioen Divisie second period. Waalwijk have won 3 of their last 5 home league games. Waalwijk's impressive mid-season form has seen some pundits label them surprise promotion contenders, as the club climbed as high as top of the table. I'm hoping that we're still top of the table as it stands. So there's confirmation, playoff bound, and we'll have a look at the scores for today then. No news about an injury to Varro, so I'm presuming he's okay. We'll check that one out in just a moment. Here we go then. Today we are top, but Groningen, who must have won, where are we? They did 5-3 against Dordrecht to close the gap to just 5 points at the top of the table there. So a good win for them. Breda move up into 4th place on 37 points. Getting that 1-0 win over us today, annoying as it is. Excelsior have dropped down to 5th. They lost 5-3 to Topos today, of all people. Willem, the second, a 2-0 winners over Young Utrecht. We couldn't get past them, but they could. A win there against Young Utrecht. It puts them in 3rd place on 38, pretty much equal to Groningen. So a 5-point gap down to us. That's the playoff places. Young Ajax are in 6th on 32, 3 points adrift of Excelsior, and Telstar continue at the bottom, albeit they have won a game. They've got a new manager, and they've beaten FC Eindhoven, who are just above them, and closed the gap on them to 5 points. And then there's a 3-point gap to Den Bosch, who are in 18th place. That is how it is as we come to the end of this particular run. Let's have a look at the periods. This is the end of the second period. Still 1 game to be played, but I don't think it's going to have an influence on the top. We did get that playoff place literally on goal difference. Whoa, that was a bit close then. We were about 6 points clear at one point, and Breda coming through like a train. And they've put a little bit of a puncture in our form at the moment, and that's how it stands. So playoff place is guaranteed for Willem II and ourselves. That's the very least, but of course we want automatic if at all possible. That's what we're after. We are coming straight back for Roda Kerkrade in the Dutch Cup second round, and a game against FC Eindhoven, who are second to bottom at the moment. hopefully we can pick up a win there again. I noticed we've got a friendly chucked into the half-season break against Almere City as well. That's one that's thrown in there. Chance for some of the players that haven't been playing through the first half of the season to get an opportunity to play. So we've lost for the second time in the Kuchen Campion Divisie this season against Breda. Need to get our own back on them later in the season, hopefully. We'll see how we do. Don't forget to join me for that later in the week. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Going Dutch and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. And new episodes Going Dutch are released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. The best way of keeping up to date what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffside2. That will tell you when we have other videos coming out as well. So watch out for that. That's it for today. Hope you will join me later in the week for episode 8 as we finish the half of the season now, but start our second half of the season, and we have the Dutch Cup second round. It's a Eredivisie competition again. Can we get through to the third round? Join me then. Find out. Bye-bye.